Take it away, Roger.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this meeting of the Handford Council Planning Committee. I find myself in the chair because the normal chair is indisposed. So let's turn to housekeeping. If the fire alarm goes off, fire exits are in the far corner over there and over here. If the fire alarm goes off, it will be a real fire, so you should make your way to the exits calmly and rapidly. So on to item 1 of the agenda. Do we have any apologies for absence?
We've had apologies from Councillor Sullivan and Hindle Newman.
Thank you.
And we need to co-opt Councillor Sampson on to this meeting.
Can I propose that we co-opt Councillor Sampson?
I will second that motion.
Are we all in favour?
Item 2, to note declarations of interest and requests for dispensation to discuss and vote on a matter in which a member or a co-opted member has a disclosable pecuniary or non-pecuniary interest. Does anybody wish to make a statement there?
No, Chair.
Open forum. Comments and questions concerning items on this agenda may be put to the Council by the public during this period. Matters which in the Chairman's view require debate and or a discussion will be referred to the next committee council meeting as appropriate. The public forum is restricted to 15 minutes unless the Chairman allows otherwise. Are there any comments from members of the public who are in attendance? No comments. So agenda item number 4, to approve and sign the minutes of the Planning Committee meeting of the 10th of October 2023. Do any committee members have comments to make on the minutes of that meeting?
Just double check it.
No, Chair.
No, Chair.
I have one query which pertains to agenda item 8 of those minutes, and the projected extension in excess of the original house width. And I recall that at the meeting we asked the clerk to investigate whether that kind of fraction was a critical issue or whether it was just a quirk of how the application was worded.
I think it's just a quirk of the application's worded. It certainly doesn't mean anything. No.
Right.
Yeah.
Then I have no other comment. Can I ask for someone to propose these minutes as a correct record?
No, thanks.
I'll second. All in favour?
You can vote, Tim. You were here. You weren't though.
Oh,
Don't worry. 3 favour and 1 else.
Which brings us to agenda item 5, to consider planning application 233913M, a flat roofed rear extension with parapet walls and a roof lantern, brick and stonework to match the existing dwelling materials at 64A Hallwood Road, Handford. Does anybody wish to make comment on this
No, I think
application?
it's pretty standards.
Yeah.
Can't see anything there.
There's nothing from the neighbours.
Sharon? The only comment that I have on this is that if you've got the side elevations of the proposed extension, they are, in my view, in no way aesthetic. In fact, I think they're plain ugly. it would be better, I think, if the extension were to have a pitched roof. But as Councillor Sampson has already said, none of the neighbours have commented adversely on this application.
And it's in keeping with other extensions.
Yeah, the rear garden of this property looks down over a fishing lake, so the development's not
Exactly.
really going to affect
No,
any of the near neighbours.
no,
Would somebody like to propose about this application, that it be approved? All in favour? Which brings us to agenda item, whatever it is, number 6, to consider planning application 23-3983-3983M, advertisement consent for erection of illuminated signage, Unit 2, the paddock, Handful. Anybody like to open discussion on this?
No,
no.
No?
there is anything in it.
The only queries I had on it was the static illuminance level of 250 CDs per square metre. I presume, Clark, that is within acceptable limits.
I think that's the Cheshire East officer to
Yeah,
decide,
it
not
is.
myself, I
It's
wouldn't
not
know.
us.
No,
Right. In which
that'll be
case,
picked up once.
Yeah,
yeah, I can't see anything against this
No.
application. Would anyone like to propose that we approve it? And second? And all those in favour? Thank you. Which brings us to agenda item 7, to consider planning application 23-4140M, proposed first floor rear extension at 31 Grangeway, Handforth. This is a house whose rear garden borders the grounds of Merton Road Park. Does anybody want to pass a comment on it?
No, it's not. None of the neighbours have been on and objected. They all seem to want it to happen, and I don't think it's going to cause any adverse comments from other neighbours, because, as you say, it borders onto the park.
I just don't think there's anything in there that you can object to planning wise, to be fair.
I think I agree with that, but I would like to make 1 or 2 comments. The large glazing units on the ground floor and the proposed first floor will bathe the interior of the extension in light, because it's all south facing. Those rooms are going to be kept beautifully warm by the sun. The extension will likely, in the late afternoon, in the summer, cast some shade on the garden of number 29 Grange Way, and there may be some loss of privacy in that back garden of that property.
That's not a planning objection anymore.
It
The
is
right-
actually.
No, it isn't. I was told by our clerk that the right to privacy, it doesn't count anymore.
I think it is still on the list.
It might be on the Cheshire
Julie
East
said that,
list.
didn't she?
Yeah.
Yeah,
It
I
isn't.
think it's still on the Cheshire East
I
list.
think you're right, I think
Julie
it
said
is,
it's not, but
because there
it's,
was this
I think it's
conflict.
still on the list.
Right.
It is on the list. Don't know how much notice they take of it.
But they haven't objected, have
No,
they?
No
But
neighbours.
if nobody's objected,
Well, it's
then
not-
Exactly.
It's not
We
No.
can't
is
make
it?
a conscious decision to object.
if the neighbour,
If the neighbour's not
If
on
if the
it.
neighbour's not bothered, no.
So would somebody like to propose that this be acceptable and seconded? And all those in favour? Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, which brings us to the end of the, oh no, it doesn't quite, does it?
And to mate.
But no, there is not.
There are
All right, no.
No.
Which brings us then to the close of the meeting at, make it 7:09.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Shall we take?